Look, Chris Brown suing Warner Brothers for $500 million over that docu-series, bro. Citing defamation. He say they sensationalized, debunked theories about his criminal past. They labeled him a serial rapist and a serial abuser, bro. If you seen the documentary, the docu-series, drop it in the comments. But God, that made me look at Chris a whole lot different, I gotta admit. And then I go back to the realization, like, it's just Chris Brown. He was doing some bad things, but it can't be that much of a monster, bro. Yeah, y'all drop it in the comments. But look, Warner Brothers say all they did was use public knowledge. Newspaper ads, Rihanna, Karrueche Tran getting a 5-year restraining order against him. It got to be something there. Look, y'all drop it in the comments, man. The man going for 500 million. That's a $500 million, Chris. Like, I can see if Chris Brown was just this angel. I ain't trying to tank his case, bro, but you got to be honest. You got to be real. You know what I mean? Most of the stuff I seen, I didn't know about him. You know what I mean? But it was still a little piece of it that had to be true, bro. Why? Chris Brown been having that look in his eyes for a minute, like he was on them drugs, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. The Pyru shit has took over. I'm just being honest, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God, too. You know what I mean? So this ain't cap. You know what I mean? Chris Brown, he been looking bad for a minute, bro, but the boy could sing his ass off. Point blank period. They comparing to Michael Jackson. Who wants to be compared to Wacko Jaguar in 2025? Just be yourself. You know what I mean? Being yourself is what's getting it what keep you out of trouble. Being them is what's getting you in a world of trouble, bro. But you gonna learn. Oh yeah, Chris, you gonna learn. Diddy allowed to wear a suit to court, to trial. He's allowed, if he go to trial, he talking about signing this plea deal. That man don't want to see trial. Why? Because he's facing 20. Sign that plea deal for 5, he's getting out 2-3 years. Probably a little better than that, with good behavior and the time that he already got acquired. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. But he will go in that court rocking his Sean John, his best Sean John outfit. You know, you're going to see Diddy looking like Diddy on that day. He's allowed to wear, and I think everybody should, bro. You should never have to go in your orange and whites. Let's just be honest. What does that send? What message does that send the jury? That sends the jury like they ain't want to dress him out. You know what I mean? Real shit. He's an animal. They wouldn't even dress him out. But we might not even get to that point. Because like I say, Diddy looking at 5 years. Take the 5 years, bro, because you ain't going to beat it. The man already admitted to it. Said it was he going for the insanity plea. I was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing when I exhibit that behavior. I'm unable to stop it. Why? Because my mind fucked up. You know what's wrong with me. You know what I mean? He tried to get a psychiatrist from Colombia to come testify to that. But look, bro, them people ain't going for that. Nigga, sign the 5-year plea, you will be out in the tree. Maybe better. Drop it in the comments, man. Squash from the Lil Bow Wow denies having an affair with Orlando Brown. Look, Orlando Brown said Bow Wow gave him that sloppy top. On top of that, he said Bow Wow had good pussy. Said that, you know what I mean? Most people would be mad at that, but not Lil Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow say that man is hilarious. He's laughing at it. Why? He say that man need a real movie and a real job. As long as Orlando Brown don't fuck up his money or fuck with his family, he ain't really tripping on it. Look, after knowing Lil Bow Wow for years, bro, for 30 years, you know what I mean? This is Bow Wow. Bow Wow is one of the people that you say, you know what? He can get a pass. I don't think Bow Wow's ever got touched because he ain't never tried to be something he wasn't. Yeah, 1 year Bow Wow just stopped being cool and he stayed there. You know, I'm just being honest and just being real. And that became the coolest thing ever to me because he wasn't trying to impress people with the money, with the money. He wasn't trying to be as fresh as I'm is, Bow Wow. He was just being a real nigga Bow Wow that was playing in movies and staying out the way. That right there, highly commendable. You gotta salute that when you see that. You know what I mean? Why? Because you know it could have went a different way, bro. He could have easily been like the Migos or something like that, but a fucked up child actor child star on. Bow Wow grew up into a regular man, bro. That's all the person can attain to do in this life, my nigga. Kendrick Lamar fans upset with him. Yeah, his fans are pissed off. They calling him a hypocrite. Why? Because at the Atlanta stop in a Grand National tour, he brought Playboy Cardi out. See, I didn't think of it as nothing, bro, because I ain't really a K-bot. I ain't no K-bot like that, so I ain't think of it like that. But they like, you know what? You're a hypocrite. The last verse of Not Like Us don't even hit the same. Why? You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. He say, bro, you just said that about Drake. Now you doing it with Playboy Cardi. Despite them having a song out, good credit. Um, yeah, K-Dot did that. You know what I mean? A lot of things K-Dot said about Drake, about the pedophile shit, the whole TDE having all these lawsuits and shit, bro. The nigga was talking about experience a lot on that song. But yeah, the K-Bots are pissed, They never thought their savior, their Lord, thy Lord, would go that way. He didn't think he was going to hypocrite, man, because he's just a man. Point blank, period. K-Dot, Kenneth Duckworth, is just a man. Regular old man that makes mistakes. Y'all just like his music, bro. Y'all gotta separate yourself from thinking this is y'all savior, this is y'all God. He's riding in on his white horse to save y'all. No, bro. He's just making music and making money for his family. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Everybody he can help on the way, yeah, he'd do that. You know what I mean? But his life ain't about that, bro. His life is about making the music, being an artist, being able to do what he want to do, not forced to go get some bullshit ass job just to make ends meet. He could do that, support his family. Look, bro, he just broke a record, $9.1 billion for one show, 47,000 fans. It don't matter whether you like him or not. K-Bots, y'all could stop. It don't even matter if y'all like him, you know what I mean? Because that music is gonna sell, point blank, period. Drop it in the comments, bro. Scores from the playground. Diddy about to sign a 5-year plea deal. 5 years. Yeah, he trying to avoid going to trial by any means necessary because he don't feel like he got to win now, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. If convicted of these sex trafficking allegations, the man facing a potential 20, probably 8 to 10 if we just being honest, bro, because they plea not ain't gonna give him 5 years, bro. Either way, trial or not, Diddy gonna be out in 2 to 3 years, bro. You could bet your bottom dollar. Now, everybody that didn't stand with him, shame on you. Shame on you. Why? Bro, your dirty laundry is gonna get aired out sooner or later. Even if Diddy don't tell it first person, it's gonna be some third person shooter type shit. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Y'all not gonna escape this thing unscathed. That's just not how this gonna work, bro. Everybody coming down, not just Diddy. Nigga, that plea deal means he's bargaining. Real shit. Drop it in the comments, bro. But everybody thought Diddy was gonna get all this in that time, bro. He getting 2 to 3 years max. Yeah, he gonna get 5. It's a plea deal. He gonna get 5. Due to be out on good behavior, bro. He makes the inmates happy, joyous. You know what I mean? They gonna salute him and commend him in there. They making his fucking bed in there, bro. Y'all ain't getting rid of the diddler. That is. And if you're anything like Meek Mills, you don't want him to go away. Look, bro, he took Meek Mill's V card, allegedly. Took his V card. That nigga gonna remember Diddy forever, along with most of them people Diddy has touched. French Montana, Young Jock, all this is MGK, allegedly. You know what I mean? So they can't, oh, let's blackball him. Bro, this is allegedly, all that shit is public record, fam. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the Beyonce knows, bought a $10,000 gold grills. Yeah, them gold grills she got in them off is 10,000, 18 karat over white gold. Balancing warm and cool tones and an eloquent demeanor, you know what I mean? Turquoise stones, set in turquoise stones. Look, bro, it got revolvers, Texas emblems, showing her dedication to Southwestern and Texas. Growing up there, bro. The grill is everything she felt like symbolizes what she grew up at. If you want to just be honest, She got it from another nigga, bro. Yeah, the other nigga was all on the net. You know, I ain't showing his teeth. Like, this is where she got it from, but I'm not tripping. Look, bro, you're always gonna be inspired by somebody, man. Point blank, period. You can't always think everything is gonna be so original. It still is original, cause you ain't never had it before. You know what I mean? Point blank, period, nigga. If it's new to you, hey, you invented it. Ask Sauce Walker, bro. He stole J Money style. You know what I mean? He been saying Sauce for years after that. But look, he ain't never said Sauce before that. Before he knew J Money, he ain't know nothing about that. Once he knew J Money, hey, I'm Sauce. You know what I mean? It's just how the game go, bro. Yeah, it's just how the game go. Like niggas jack for beats, they jack for names and ideas and all that type of shit too. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. West gifted top 5 a swastika chain. Yeah, he put chains on his nigga like he owned slaves. And top 5 had his mouth wide open for it. Let him tell it, bro. He was looking for something to steal. He's a criminal, bro. That's a weird looking dude, bro. Yeah, that's a weird looking guy. I don't know why Kanye West would stoop that low to go meet that boy, that young fella. But I will say, bro, it's just because he's a Drake Glazer now. Oh, go show your leader what I did for you. Look, bro, Drake don't want to fuck with you, yeah? Point blank, period, bro. You are a sea sucker. That leads me to believe that he probably topped off top 5 while he was out there. Look, bro, after all that, ain't no nigga flying halfway across the country. I think he went to Spain to go visit Ye. For what, bro? What do y'all really have to talk about that much? But you know what? He got him a chain out of it. Got him a baddie's chain, so I guess he good. Drop it in the comments, bro. Ye's a sea sucker, and I don't see him the-same. Point blank, period, man. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Beyonce knows, bought a $10,000 gold grills. Yeah, them gold grills she got in them off is 10,000. 18 karat over white gold. Balancing warm and cool tones and an eloquent demeanor. You know what I mean? Turquoise stones, set in turquoise stones. Look, bro, it got revolvers, Texas emblems, showing her dedication to Southwestern and Texas. Growing up there, bro. The grill is everything she felt like symbolizes where she grew up at. If you want to just be honest, she got it from another nigga, bro. Yeah, the other nigga was all on the net. You know, I ain't showing his teeth. Like, this is where she got it from, but I'm not tripping. Look, bro, you're always going to be inspired by somebody, man. Point blank, period. You can't always think everything is going to be so original. It still is original, because you ain't never had it before. You know what I mean? Point blank, period, nigga. If it's new to you, hey, you invented it. Ask Sauce Walker, bro. He stole J Money style. You know what I mean? He been saying Sauce for years after that. But look, he ain't never said Sauce before that. Before he knew J Money, he ain't know nothing about that. Once he knew J Money, hey, I'm Sauce. You know what I mean? It's just how the game go, bro. Yeah, it's just how the game go. Like niggas jack for beats, they jack for names and ideas and all that type of shit too. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Jaguar Wright throwing shots at Brian McKnight. Look, she say he didn't have no problem with the information about him allegedly beating his ex-wife and paying them strippers and them sex workers a little extra money to rough him up. He didn't have no problem with all that shit until the women start booing him and he wasn't able to sell records. Well, look, Jag, I think that'll probably piss anybody off. But look, she say she kind of suing. She ain't saying the information ain't true. It got to her. That's what happened. You know what I mean? Look, bro, everything that happens in the dark will come to the light. I can understand him being pissed off, but you can't think you're going to keep them skeletons in the closet forever. Look, Jag is Jag, but I'm obliged to believe her. You know what I mean? I'm obliged to believe her, because if you ask me, she ain't told no lie yet. You know what? If she lied, drop it in the comments, man. If Jag Wright ever told a lie on anybody, please drop it in the comments and inform me. I'm just being honest, I'm just being real, but I ain't never seen it. I used to like old Brian McKnight. I heard a couple of his songs, you know what I mean, back in the day. I know those songs, I know those records, but this ain't about that. Separate the man from the music and understand, bro, if it happened, just come clean, cause she said you ain't getting 1 red cent from her. I'm just being honest, I'm just being real, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments. Young Thug defends Drake amid Kendrick Lamar feud. Look, he was doing his GQ interview, did it in a costume. I thought it was very weird. A lot of people say he controls, so he gonna do what they tell him to do now. But I don't think it's all that. I think the boy facing 20 years if he get in trouble, bro, who wouldn't be the best they can be, even though he still be on that weird shit. You know what I mean? Still be on that weird shit. After being in jail to crank that long, he came out wearing leather shorts. Came out wearing leather hoochie daddy shorts. You know what I mean? That hit me weird. But look, bro, he say that not like us. Kendrick naming everybody in Atlanta, speaking out of turn without permission. That wasn't cool. He wasn't with it. Despite that, he's a Drake fan, so he don't know what the hell Kendrick talking about. Duckworth. Look, Duckworth was just trying to sell a record. He did that a billion times over. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. But Drake flew to Atlanta or wherever Thug was when he got released and gave that boy $1 million, bro. That's loyalty. You'll never turn your back on a nigga that will give you, and I ain't gonna say his last, but the nigga gonna eat with you. Yeah, he gonna share. He gonna break bread with you. You can't turn on a nigga like that for nothing. Especially when you don't know how that music's gonna sell you this time around, bro. Gonna, if you ask me, surpass Thugger. From what I heard of this guy, Miss Cudell, whatever he called that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Whatever I heard from it, that money on money, that shit was trash, bro. Lackluster. You know what I mean? The fans loved it. Loved it. You know what I mean? Got millions of views within minutes. I'm joking, but it really going up millions of views that first day, at least 6. But despite that, bro, it was lackluster. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. You know what I mean? If I'm lying, I'm fine. As you can see, I'm still on the prison. Drop it in the comments, bro. Scars from the play.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.